Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca, the fat old housewife, and if you've been following along on my stories, you know that I'm on a bit of a journey right now. For the past 98 days, I've been weighing in every single day as I try to reach 200 pounds. This morning, I weighed in at 203.7, and I'm feeling really good about that. That's the smallest I've weighed as an adult, and I'm the closest I've ever been as an adult to 200 pounds. When I started doing these weigh-ins, I was 219 pounds. So when you average that out, it's about a pound a week weight loss over the past 98 days. But if you've been following along, you know it hasn't been all downhill. This is natural weight loss. I'm not on any meds. I'm not following a regimented diet program and some strict fitness program. I'm not cutting everything out and nothing's complicated. The only real restriction I've given myself is pop, and I cut that out a long time ago now, so I don't even crave it and I don't feel like I'm restricting myself. I still have whatever I want. Like, I have dessert, I get together with the girls and have drinks, I go out for lunches. I just make better choices when I'm doing those things. Like, if I go off the rails on Thursday night with my craft group by eating a bunch of air fried foods and having a bunch of drinks and eating desserts and chips and all of the carbs, then for the next couple of days, I watch what I'm eating. I go down to like chicken breast and roasted vegetables, and I avoid carbs completely during that time. I also don't keep junk food in the house anymore. I have a serious sweet tooth, and if there's a package of cookies in the house, I'm going to eat the whole thing. So I have no self-control. So knowing that, I just don't keep it in the house anymore. And I also don't eat a lot of carbs anymore. I have PCOS and my gallbladder has been removed, so I find that carbs just don't do me any favors. I still definitely have them. It's just I try to limit how many I'm eating. And I tend to be really good about it, except for during my cycle. During that time, I want all the carbs, all the melted cheese, all the goodness. So that I let myself, I indulge during those times, and I order pizza or I have my pasta and then I move on. So, but even while doing that through this, I've been doing a lot better. Like last month during my cycle, I ordered a 13-inch pizza. Normally I would eat the whole thing, but I froze half of it. I didn't finish it. So rather than letting myself eat it again the next day, I just froze the other half. And this month, even though I still have that pizza downstairs in the freezer, I decided I wanted lasagna this time. So I ordered lasagna and then I froze half of that as well. So now next month, I've already got whatever carb craving I'm going to have, and I can just have it and then move on. So I still totally indulge, but it's not like it was before because I really want this. And when I do overindulge, I don't feel satisfied. I feel guilty. The stuff that I used to love just doesn't taste the same anymore. And I don't think this is just me who feels this way. McDonald's, Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken, it just doesn't hit the way it used to, you know? So, and then I mean, the price, right? Like for what you get, that's another rant for another day. So whatever. But so like even things like my go-to for my sweet tooth is like a package of Fudgios and chocolate bars and all of that stuff. It just doesn't taste the same. It's not as satisfying as it used to be. I find that they just taste way more processed. It's like you can taste the process in them. So I find it's way easier to just leave them in the store. But fresh baked goods, cakes and ice cream and something fresh, I absolutely still have a major weakness for those. So I don't buy them. I don't keep them in the house. So if I've been eating what I want, not actually following a diet program, what have I been doing to lose the weight? Counting calories. The things that they've always told us we need to do, but nobody wants to actually do. Yeah, it actually works. I'm not religious about it. Like I ballpark the calories most days, but I always round up. So if I think something is like 300 calories, I'll put it up as 400 just to be on the safe side. Back in the beginning of 2024, I went to my doctor because I was serious about losing weight, and I asked her what I should be looking at for calories every day in order to lose weight, and she told me 2,400 calories a day. But honestly, that felt high to me. Like anytime you're on a diet program or anything, they immediately restrict you down to like 1,500 calories a day. So 2,400 felt high. So that became my upper limit for the days that I'm indulging, the days when I'm with the girls and eating all of those foods and desserts and stuff like that. I allow myself 2,400 calories. And the rest of the time, I try to keep myself under 1,800 calories. But again, I am estimating. I track here and there, like rigidly track here and there just to check myself and make sure I'm staying on track. But for the most part, I keep it pretty casual. Along with the calorie counting, I'm also doing intermittent fasting. I've never really liked eating first thing in the morning. I'm the type of person who wakes up and just goes straight for the coffee. But a lot of the other diet plans that I've been on, they have you eat breakfast like right away in the morning. And for me, I find that just makes me think about food all damn day. Like I'm not even hungry until I awaken it. You know what I mean? So for me, the intermittent fasting, just having coffee in the morning, whether it be hot or cold, and water has been working out really well. I usually open up my eating window and start taking in calories at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There are days where I do it sooner, but that's kind of my average time that I open up the window, and I close the window at 8 o'clock at night. Whether I opened it at 2 or whether I opened it at 9 a.m., I stop eating at 8 p.m. Sometimes I start with a small meal, 200 to 300 calories, but there are definitely days where I go all in and have a huge breakfast of like 1,000 calories. It really just depends on the day. So that covers the food side of it. But as we've always been told, it's not just about diet. You have to exercise as well. And I hate exercise. I hate it so much. There have been programs in the past that I've really enjoyed once I've worked into them and gotten my body used to it. But it has been 7 years since I've done a dedicated regimented fitness program. And honestly, I don't think my old body could handle it at this point. So now I keep things very low impact. I've tried some Pilates, I walk on the treadmill, I got one of those little steppers for at home. But the thing that I enjoy the most and the thing that works the most for me is walking outside. When spring hit in 2024, I started walking with Ahsoka every day. We were doing 4 kilometers a day in just under 12 minutes. And that was our regular routine through the summer of 2024. We didn't go every day, but we went at least 3 times a week. I use my Fitbit to track the distance and the time, and every day I'm just trying to move faster than I did the day before and get it done a little bit quicker. So by the time winter of 2024 hit, I was down to 10 minutes and 30 seconds per kilometer. Over the winter, I tried to stay active. That's when I started doing the Pilates, the stepper, and then the treadmill, but it all just felt like a workout. Even the treadmill. And yes, I know it's still just walking, but at least outside you get to look at something and you've got your dog. On the treadmill, it just felt like torture. Even when I put on a show, 10 minutes would feel like an hour. But still, I kept moving through the winter, and for me, that's a pretty big win. I made up little challenges as the winter was going on to try to keep things interesting. And there were plenty of nights where at 11:30 p.m. I was like practically running in the living room to get my steps in before the day ended. As soon as it warmed up even a little bit, I bundled up, I got a sheepskin for the dog, and we went right back outside. We started with the 4 kilometers again in the spring, but I quickly bumped it up to 5 kilometers because we just weren't staying out long enough and I wanted to stay out for an hour. Then in May, I didn't like what was not happening with the scale, so I decided to bump up my workouts to 2 a day all May. It didn't matter what workouts I did, as long as I did 2 workouts every single day. So most days, I ended up just going for 2 walks. So I was doing about 10 kilometers a day. There were definitely days in there as well. I did a bunch of landscaping in the yard throughout May that were solo, so I counted that as my workout for the day. I made it through all of May doing 2 workouts a day, and I feel really good about that. That's a pretty big accomplishment for me. So in June, when I backed down to 1 walk a day, I decided to increase the kilometers up to 6 kilometers, and now I go every single day. When I don't go for my walk, I feel guilty, and Ahsoka pouts at me because she loves our walk. So she'll sit in the window and just look over her shoulder at me like, oh, and it almost feels like she's sighing. It's hilarious. And I'm still competing with myself through these walks. My best time so far has been 9 minutes and 24 seconds per kilometer. So I'm getting faster. And now I walk everywhere. It's very easy for me to get 10,000 steps a day, so I've decided to increase my daily goal up to 20,000. And through June, I was averaging 17,000 steps a day. I know I should add in another type of workout, and I really want to try strength training because I've never done that before. But for now, I'm good with the walking. So that is what I've been doing up until this week. Now I am so close to my goal, and I'm going on vacation in just under a week. So this past week, I've decided to really buckle down. Starting July 2nd, I began tracking my calories again, like properly tracking my calories again, right down to the cooking oil. I just want to stay more aware of what I'm eating so I don't blow it this close to the finish line. Right now, I'm aiming to stay between 1,200 and 1,300 calories a day, just enough to stay satisfied while keeping things tight until I hit that goal. Someone online also recommended that I completely cut out alcohol during this time, and they were right. I bloat, even when I only have 1 drink. So until I reach this goal, I'm just going to cut it out completely. I've also decided to cut out sparkling water during this time. I don't know if that makes me bloat in the same way that pop does, but I figure there's no point in risking it. I'll just cut it out. I've also gone back to doing the 2 walks a day during this time to make sure I hit my 20,000 steps a day. And so far, so good. I've lost 5 pounds this week. And unlike a crash diet, I don't expect to gain this weight back because I'm still eating what I want. Like yesterday, I had French toast. Not like diet French toast. I had amazing French toast. I used cinnamon swirl bread. There was Cool Whip and strawberries and bananas. It was delicious. And then I had a coffee with some creamer in it. The whole meal came out to being about 1,000 calories. So that night for supper, I had a very large salad with tuna, and my calories for yesterday ended up at 1,348. And throughout the day, I got 26,000 steps in. You know, I've spent so long bouncing between diets and other fads and trying to get the weight loss to come off as fast as possible. Until I finally realized that what I really needed to do was just live the way that I would if I already weighed my goal weight. Like right now. Because at 285 pounds, I was eating nothing like I imagined I would once I hit my goal weight. So why not just start eating the way I imagine I would eat if I was skinny? And once I did that, it changed my lifestyle so much. And that just naturally led to all of the other changes that I've talked about here in the video. So, hopefully, if you've been following along on my journey, this has answered some of your questions as to how I've gotten here. If you have more questions or want me to clarify anything that I've talked about, definitely drop it down in the comments. I'll also be vlogging over the next few days as I hopefully reach the 200 pounds, just so that you guys can actually see what I've been doing. Thanks again for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're not already subscribed, please do so that you can follow along on this journey and see if I make the 200 pounds. Until the next one, have a great day.